So I got this guy, I'm doing my usual Thursday night show. We're having a good time, debates here and there. And I tell you, man, once in a while, you just get that one crazy racist that will come in and they want to kind of push their racism on my channel. These types of people, like, I'm just going to be honest with you. They kind of disgust me. Like I get like a visceral, like, disgust in my mind that just happens when they're like, oh yeah, I believe that, we should get rid of the Civil Rights Act. And I just completely crash out at the end of this debate. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to tolerate this guy. And their name is, I'm not going to say their name. They've called in on the show before, and I don't think I've done like a debate featuring him. But I think, in the spirit of the debate, I mean, it's at least entertaining when I go over, what are the parts of the Civil Rights Act that he would disagree with. And I think you'll be surprised with what you see. So stay tuned. Let's watch it. Enjoy. Tell me what you think. Hello. What's your name?
My name's Thomas. We've spoken a few times before. How are you?
Yes. I believe I've called. I've talked with you. Are you still racist?
That's not what I wanted to talk about. First off, the last time we spoke, the conversation turned less than civil, and I told you to go fuck yourself. So I want to apologize for that.
Okay, I appreciate that.
That was very unbecoming. Yeah, that was unbecoming of me as a person. But more to the point, I would like to formally accuse you of stochastic terrorism, and I would like to hear your defense for why you think it's okay to be a terrorist.
Why it's okay to be a terrorist?
Yes, sir.
I don't think it's okay to be a terrorist.
And why are you engaging in stochastic terrorism then?
Where do I argue for the harm of people? Or even insinuate that people should harm one another, or to encourage the hatred towards groups of people on the basis of characteristics they cannot control?
Yeah, sure. So the last time I didn't introduce myself as Thomas, so you might not recognize it as me. But last time I called, you characterized the late Charlie Kirk as a stochastic terrorist.
That's correct.
Which I think in the lexicon of American English, when you call someone a terrorist, you're essentially inciting violence against them because you're calling them an acute threat to other people's safety.
I'm a total pacifist, and I encourage all of my viewers to abide by total pacifism and to avoid fighting at all costs. So no.
I mean, yeah, but
not that.
The definition that you gave of stochastic terrorism, you can outwardly say that violence is bad and still be a stochastic terrorist, right?
Well, you understand what stochastic terrorism is, right?
I mean, it's a bunch of nonsense, but yeah, I understand.
It's a bunch of nonsense? Yeah. Nope. Try again. Yeah. Why don't you try one more time? What's stochastic terrorism?
Yeah, it's the idea that if you're a person with a large following and you say like borderline, like hateful or like inflammatory things, that statistically,
wait,
hold on. That statistically there is it's improbable that an individual person is going to go out and like kill someone because of it. But if you have a large following, it's statistically probable that among your large following is going to be like a nut job that like wants to go kill people, right?
Yeah. So do I have a large following?
Yeah, you have like 800 some people subscribed to your YouTube channel.
829 people. There's currently 16 people watching. Is that a large following?
Larger than I have, bro.
Okay, well, that's not stochastic terrorism. Even if I were to use deliberately flagrant language to incite violence, which I don't do. I've never argued that. I've never advocated that. I've never used flagrantly inflammatory language to incite any of the such. I would love an instance where that is somehow the case. How exactly am I engaging in stochastic terrorism?
Well, in my personal opinion, you're not doing anything you shouldn't be doing. But my whole point is that you called Charlie Kirk a stochastic terrorist.
That's
and
correct,
in my opinion,
because he is.
Yeah, and I'm saying you're more of a stochastic terrorist than Charlie Kirk was. So by your own
No,
definition,
he has
you are
number one, a
stochastic.
larger audience, and he was much more flagrant in his speech. He openly spread hate rhetoric and has fomented an entire generation of children to adopt extremist ideologies. Often Christian white nationalist rhetoric. Yeah.
I don't know, bro. One time that I called you, you said that white culture is genocide, which I don't know about you, but if someone's committing a genocide, I think we should probably use violence to get rid of that person. So that is a quote.
White culture is genocide. What are you talking about? When did I say white culture is genocide?
It's the first conversation we had. It's on my YouTube channel, bro. That is a quote. That is a First Amendment quote, certified.
Okay. I think I see what you're trying to say. Is that is part of white culture genocide? Because white culture does tend to do that a lot. They do. It's true.
Yeah, but I'm saying within the framework of stochastic terrorism that you believe in, that would make you a stochastic terrorist. Because
no, I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing that white people nowadays are in favor of genocide. Most white people are not in favor of genocide.
If white culture is genocide, then by definition, that's like what white people do is genocide, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if like you have like a white superiority complex, then I'm sure that would be the case. But again, this doesn't match the definition of stochastic terrorism. I just don't see
the point that I'm trying to make.
Even if I assumed a large audience, which I don't have, it's still not stochastic terrorism. There's multiple factors that are required in order for it to be stochastic terrorism.
Okay, so aside from having a large following, how was Charlie Kirk stochastic terrorist, but you aren't?
Oh, because of his flagrant speech that results in people doing extreme actions. He fomented hate across an entire group of kids and has created an entire group of effectively a bunch of little white Christian nationalists that believe in a white superiority. Yeah. I think that's stochastic terrorism.
Nothing you just said encourages violence. I don't see where you're getting
white
that from.
Superiority doesn't encourage violence?
Not by itself, no.
I'm sorry. Well, historically speaking, that couldn't be more untrue. Historically speaking, whenever there's white superiority, there's always the oppression of the minority, which is violence.
I don't know, man. I think you're being a little too harsh on my boy Charlie. I wish you just let him.
No, I don't think so. I think that there's a lot of people that whitewashed Charlie Kirk and tried to pretend like he's this perfect individual when he wasn't. He was a terrible human being. He lived his entire life fomenting hate and was successful in doing so with his Turning Point USA program. And he fomented hate across an entire generation of children, which then resulted, because of how malleable their brains are, to arguing for his idea of white Christian nationalism.
This is where I want to depart from you, because I don't want to keep talking about Charlie Kirk. You're misusing the word hate. I don't think you know what the word hate means. Because saying that, like, we should have, like, different policies with regards to, like, you know, gender or, like, sexual orientation or something like that, that doesn't mean that you hate, like, gay people or something. I don't think you're using that word appropriately, because hatred is when you have, like, a visceral, deep contempt towards someone. That doesn't just mean, like, you don't want them to get married or something.
Let me just be clear, right?
Yeah.
Do you believe, for example, Charlie Kirk had said that he wanted to get rid of the 1964 Civil Rights Act because it was DEI. Do you agree with that?
Oh my God, we're not doing this again.
No, just curious.
Is the only thing
do you agree with that?
Do I agree that we should get rid of the Civil? I agree that we should get rid of the Civil Rights Act. Yeah.
The 1960, specifically the 1964 Civil Rights Act. You believe we should get rid of that?
Yeah.
What does the 1964 Civil Rights Act do?
Gives people civil rights.
What does it do? Specifically, do you know what it does specifically?
It expands civil rights from what they were previously. I know there's a bunch more that goes along with that, but that's like, in summary, that's what it does.
Let me pull up the list.
The last time I called, you did this exact same thing. I'm not really interested in repeating the exact
No.
conversation you already had.
Well, I just want to see like where you disagree, right? So, okay.
Where I disagree with what?
Prior to the Civil Rights Act of 1964, there was an unequal application of voter registration requirements. Title I specifically states that you can no longer apply unequal application of voter registration requirements based on race. You cannot use, for example, literacy tests or other tactics to keep black citizens from being able to vote. Do you agree with that one?
I think having literacy tests to vote sounds like a pretty good
Specifically
idea.
towards black citizens.
You should do it to everyone, right?
You're not really understanding. So again, Title I is referring to the unequal application of vote. So when you bring up that, hey, we should have literacy tests equally, that's not arguing the unequal application. So I'm asking you, would you be in favor of an unequal application of voter registration requirements on the basis of race?
I'm not upset by it. I don't proactively support it, but no, I'm not against
Okay,
it.
so you're perfectly okay with the idea that it ought to be equal based on race, right?
Sure.
Cool.
I'm indifferent. I don't support it. I don't not support it. I'm indifferent.
Jesus Christ. All right, let's try the next one, right? Title II states that you cannot discriminate in public places like restaurants, hotels, theaters, and gas stations. Businesses open to the public cannot deny service because of race, color, religion, or national origin. Would you want to remove this?
Yes, absolutely.
So you would be okay with the idea of resegregating restaurants, hotels, theaters, and gas stations?
Yeah, man. If I go to a restaurant and they don't want me eating there because I'm white, I don't want them to be forced to serve me. I would prefer them to just tell me to get the fuck out. I don't see why.
Well,
making
but overwhelmingly, what happens is that this is done to minorities, black people. You would likely be fine because you're the majority. So
yeah, same difference.
So they would end up. It's not like that they would deny you, a white person. It's the other way around. They deny black people on the basis of their race, that they cannot be seated in certain restaurants, hotels, theaters, and gas stations. And you're okay with that. That's cool to you.
If you own a
right,
business,
fabulous,
you don't
amazing.
All
right, Title III.
Yeah.
Do you believe that Title III authorizes the federal government to desegregate public facilities like parks, libraries, and schools? They're required to allow minorities. Are you against that?
Am I against? Sorry, it's raining. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but no, am I against forcing parks to accept minorities on them? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. They're legally required to allow whoever wants to be there.
I'm indifferent. I don't have a strong opinion either way.
Title IV, public education, encourage or enforced school desegregation. The U.S. Attorney General of Power is able to file suits against segregated school systems. They are required by law to allow black people to enter into schools. Cool with this one?
Yeah, I don't think integrating schools has worked out for us, and I probably.
All right, cool. Idea. Can I just let you know that I think that you are a stunning piece of garbage. You are unironically smegma on the bottom of my shoe. You are a piece of shit, and I don't want you to call this show anymore. Go fuck yourself, you piece of garbage racist. I wish people like you would disappear. Bye. I'm going to block that number. Fuck that guy. What was the phone number?
Well, I mean, they're not racist except for all the racist things they're saying.
Fucking
it's like,
piece
how
of
can
garbage.
they be racist?
This is a block, and I'm removing this guy from my server. Anybody coming in with that bullshit, go fuck yourself. I'm going to fucking remove you. Man, maybe he's the video of the week. Fuck that guy. Jesus Christ.
Nah. These people are just unbelievable. And it's like, is it a wonder that like Charlie Kirk only attracted these type of people?
Doesn't surprise me at all.
You're kind of exactly what your followers are, right? I mean, there's no
piece
wonder.
Of shit.
It's no wonder.
Go fuck yourself. You fucking garbage. Piece of garbage. Asshole. Tom R. Yeah, this guy's getting banned. Fuck this guy. Go fuck yourself. I want nothing to do with you. I don't want you subscribed to my channel. I don't want you watching me. I don't want you around me. Do you know why? Because I'm going to fucking desegregate. You want to know what I want to segregate? Let's segregate fucking racists. Bro, fucking sick. Let's put them all on a fucking island somewhere. Right? We'll put them all on a fucking island somewhere. And then everybody who's not fucking racist can, like, I don't know, just hang out and be cool. And then the guy that wants to, like, separate the fucking people, go be on the fucking island. Like, I don't care. You guys will end up fucking killing each other. Go fuck yourself. Fucking piece of trash, dude. Fuck this guy. Wow. That was a great call. That was a great call. I don't know. Maybe I'll make him the video of the week.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby.
What's up, First Amender?
How you doing, AWOL?
I'm good. It's been an interesting night.
Can we just argue
tonight.
that fuck that guy, please?
No, I'm with you. That was cool.
Thank you. Fuck that guy. Thank you. Thank you. Check it out, dude. Dude, wait. Check it out. Check it out, Daniel. A right winger and a left winger get together and they fucking shake hands. And they're all like, yeah, fuck that guy.
Dude, like, to be honest, that guy is just like, oh my god.
Fuck that
right,
guy.
I'm with you on that.
I love that he defended Charlie Kirk. That's what's the best part. He defended Charlie. He's like, yeah, this Charlie Kirk, that's fine. Also, I would like to make it so businesses can discriminate against black people. Go fuck yourself. What a piece of fucking garbage. Go to the island. We got it, dude. That's an idea. We should make the racist island.
Maybe the pit, you know, like.
Where do we call it? Well, like, what do we call it?
It would be called No
already
Escape. It
have
was a Ray Liotta movie.
The racist island.
All right, calm down, calm down.
What's up?
All right, now I will say that you were still wrong on your Charlie Kirk opinion. I'm going to let that go, though.
Okay. We don't have much. I don't have much time. I'll be honest.
All right, well,
I'm
I'll try to keep it
exhausted,
condensed.
So we'll keep it, yeah, condensed. Let's keep it quicker, okay? Because I don't think I can pull off the full 30 minutes.
Cool beans. All right, well, we'll just do bullet points.
Appreciate it.
Your debate last night.
Yes. What did you think of
Oddly
it?
enough, although I disagree with you, but I do think you won that debate hands down.
Really?
Only
Thank
because you had the proper form. You actually answered questions and you tried your best. He was too aggressive and he wasn't listening to any of your points.
I appreciate that, AWOL. I do.
Not a problem. Now, since Daniel's there, I had a question for both of you because earlier you were talking about the word transphobe.
Mm-hmm.
Would it make someone a transphobe if they would always have a distinction in their mind between a trans woman and a normal woman?
That's fine. Obviously, there's a
Okay,
difference
that's
between
being
biological women and a trans woman.
Okay. I think that's where the disconnect comes in most of the debates you have.
Yes.
Because
Well,
even if
this is
someone
why I
believes
try
in
to.
the science,
Yeah, well, this is why I try to distinguish the difference between sex and gender right from the get-go so you understand my perspective, right? My perspective is not saying that the sex changes. The sex never changes. We're talking about the gender. And if we're referring to that trans women are women by gender, then perfect agreement. And if they can acknowledge and argue that they can understand how trans women are women.
well, I think that's getting lost in translation. But
For
moving
sure.
on, because we're doing this quickly, I had another question for you. A couple shows ago, you brought up a survey in which it was about how conservatives react to being under threat and how their minds work.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Do you have a similar survey for how progressives react in the same situation?
Good question. I do not. I'd be interested.
Okay. You should look that up then, because I'm curious as to, because if not, it seems kind of biased that you've only looked up one part of that.
Fair enough. We'll pull one up. You want me to pull one up?
Feel free.
Let's see. All right. I'll use consensus.
Because I'm seriously curious as to what it's going to say.
All right. I'll look it up. See.
Okay.
Alpha Eagle says that guy did not take a firm stance on anything. He said he was indifferent. Bro, he literally said he's perfectly okay with businesses discriminating on the basis of someone being fucking black. Go fuck yourself, dude. You're defending racists. All right. Let's see here.
Well, I think the problem with his indifference was he tried to put it from the point of view that if someone didn't want a white person walking to a restaurant, that's cool. But I don't think he was thinking of all sides of that argument when he said that.
Political orientations are correlated with brain structure in young adults. Substantial differences exist in cognitive styles of liberals and conservatives on psychological measures. Variability in political attitudes reflects genetic influences and their interaction with environmental factors. Recent work has shown a correlation between liberalism and conflict-related activity measured by event-related potentials originating at the anterior cingulate cortex. Here we show that this functional correlate of political attitudes has a counterpart in brain structure. In a large sample of young adults, we related self-reported political attitudes to gray matter volume using structural MRI. We found that greater liberalism was associated with increased gray matter volume in the anterior cingulate cortex, whereas greater conservatism was associated with increased volume in the right amygdala. These results were replicated in an independent sample of additional participants. Our findings extend previous observations that political attitudes reflect differences in self-regulatory conflict monitoring and recognition of emotional faces by showing that such attitudes are reflected in human brain structure. Although our data do not determine whether these regions play a causal role in the formation of political attitudes, they converge with previous work to suggest a possible link between brain structure and psychological mechanisms that mediate political attitudes. There's one. Do you want the other one?
Well, no, actually, all you had to do was go down to highlights. Do you know how to skim?
Yeah.
Well, right underneath that, it says highlights.
Well, this is the summary. The summary is what you want.
Okay,
you want the highlight.
Political
liberalism and conservative correlated
me.
brain structure. Liberalism was associated with the gray matter volume of the anterior cingulate cortex.
Wow.
Why don't we look at what is the purpose of what does the anterior cingulate cortex do? Let's try that.
All right, wait. Before we do that, why don't we just go a little bit down the highlights, because there's the bullet points. And we're on a time frame, right?
Yeah, we don't have much time, but we're going to see here.
Highlights is right there. Where are you going? It's right there.
All right. So
I
wanted to pull up the anterior cingulate cortex to see what it does. It's the frontal part of the cingulate cortex that resembles a collar surrounding the frontal part of the corpus callosum. It consists of the Brodmann areas 24, 32, and 33. It is involved in certain higher level functions such as attention allocation, reward anticipation, decision making, and impulse control, performance monitoring and error detection, as well as emotion. Some research call it the anterior mid-cingulate cortex. Oh, interesting. That's what I do. Is that what you wanted to do? Is that what you wanted to know?
No. Like I said, you were already on the right page. It had bullet points under highlights, and you could have just read that.
I read
the
highlight.
please.
I read it. I did.
You did not read the highlights, man.
Let's do it one more time.
Oh,
Political liberalism and conservative were correlated with brain structure. Liberalism was associated with gray matter volume of the anterior cingulate cortex. Conservatism was associated with increased right amygdala size. Results offer possible accounts for cognitive styles of liberals and conservatives.
Maybe it's because my screen is behind yours, because that's not. Now I see it.
Yeah, it's about 12 seconds behind.
Okay, I'm sorry, I missed that. All right. So what do you conclude from that first?
Well, based on what the anterior cingulate cortex, it appears that liberals are indeed better at regarding higher level functions.
Interesting.
Such as attention allocation, reward anticipation, decision making, and impulse control, as well as emotion.
Did you really say impulse control?
Impulse control.
Impulse
part
control.
of the yeah.
Wow, that's very interesting, sir.
Yep. Why? What's wrong? Do I have a bad impulse control, you think?
Well, I think you push for ideologies that
You could chalk that up to my
benefit people
ADHD.
with
Yeah,
poor.
maybe I'm a little impulsive. What do you want?
Okay, that's fine. I'm just saying. Wait, I think that
I used
had
to be
one
a
more
Republican.
question. Say again?
I used to be a Republican a long time ago.
Okay, well, I can respect that. People change as they get older. They get different views. I get that completely. The guy, what is his name? Mondami.
Yeah, what about him? I'm excited.
All right, I had a question. They were recently talking about the fact that his entire cabinet is all women. Do you think that's positive or negative?
That's great. That's a positive
All right.
thing. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Would you tell me why you think it's positive?
Well, so in terms of like, I have a different view in terms of like leadership positions. I think in order to be
Yes, because you think women have more empathy.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, I think women
yeah,
are
I've listened to you
effective
say
leaders.
this shit before.
Yeah, I think they're really effective leaders, and I think I don't think they get enough credit.
So do you think that amongst his whole cabinet, there were no men who could have fit those positions?
I'm sure there could have been. Sure.
So do you think that that's an agenda in place as far as a openness, let's say?
I'm sure he probably just selected whoever was the most effective. I don't think he would have necessarily have been like, oh, is this a woman? Oh, not a woman? Okay, no, I'm not going to pick the not a woman. I don't know. I don't know what his internal motivations were.
Really? Because like whenever you talk about Charlie Kirk, you're pretty quick with what he infers and what you think.
Yeah, because
meant.
he wants to remove.
But you can't do that for the same person.
No, well, first of all, Zohran Mamdani is not Charlie Kirk. That's not the same person.
No. What I'm talking about is it's the same situation. You can't infer what his motives are because of who he is.
Maybe sure. Maybe he wants, more women representation. I'm not against that.
Okay, so let's
not enough women in power. They don't get enough of a chance.
Okay, that's wonderful. Well, now doesn't that seem like an imbalance of power? Doesn't it seem like
if a majority of people in power would be women, then yeah, it would be an imbalance of power.
Okay, but also it would be an imbalance in the type of ideals that are being pushed, right? I mean, men and women do think differently most of the time, correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
In their problem-solving skills.
Yeah.
So if you have one man in charge and the rest are women, do you think there might be some kind of friction involved there?
I don't know. Depends. Did you hear me?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you first. What?
I said I don't know. It depends.
Okay, I'm just curious. So let's reverse it for a second. If this was a Republican and it was a male with only women working underneath him, do you think that would go over well in the media?
Probably not. Be like a little weird.
Okay. Why do you think it's not weird with the Republicans?
Oh, because the libido of men is often higher than that of women. That's not to say that women can't have a high libido. It's just in general, men have a higher libido than women. People would suggest that maybe there's some sort of some swinging going on there.
Okay, but what does that have to do with
around.
the political parties?
What?
What does that have to do with the political parties?
It doesn't have anything to do with political parties. You asked me a directed question on why does the reversal matter versus the other doesn't matter. There's power dynamics that result, and because men tend to be more sexual.
Okay, so what I asked you was, it would be frowned upon if it was a Republican, but not a Democrat?
if a Republican like got all women in their cabinet, I wouldn't blink at that. I'd be like, all right, cool. They sound
Okay,
inclusive.
so my point is, if a Democrat did that, what's the difference?
Nothing. I would say that it's inclusive.
Okay, first. So
Why
one's
are
inclusive
you
and the other's
laughing?
kind of weird.
Why are you laughing?
That's what you're saying, right? One's inclusive and the other's a little weird.
No, oh my God, dude, what is happening?
I don't know. Maybe you're tired from last night's debate.
I am tired from last night's debate, bro.
You might be. You've been yawning through the
I was
stream and
tired from
whatnot.
last night's debate. No, because of you know how it is, like you get into like an argument. You ever like get into an argument with somebody, you get real heated, and then you try to go to bed right after? You ever try to do that?
No.
Okay,
I would
well, I
stay
have.
up.
Yeah, no, exactly. You can't. The answer is you can't go to bed.
Well, yeah, that's why they created violent video games.
I mean, dude, I had to sit there and just read from my brain gender book until I felt tired. And it toned it down. It brought down my heart rate. We were good.
Well, I want you to know that it's a little bit creepy that you go to sleep reading about brain gender books to make yourself go to sleep. That's kind of strange.
No, I was like, listen, this was a lot of really anti, trans rhetoric. So I was like, all right, well, let's read from the brain gender book and see what we gather.
Oh, come on. You got a thicker skin than that. I mean, you should have known going
I
in there.
did have a
to hear
thick
some
skin.
false
Well,
thing.
I was hoping for a discussion. Most people aren't
I get
like
that.
Andrew Wilson. Most people actually want to have a real discussion, and I thought I could go that route with this person that I do not know. They have 1,000 subs. Like, why are they so aggro?
Well, actually, you and Daniel were talking about that earlier, and I did want to disagree on one point because although both of them represent the same side, that guy is nowhere near the same debater as Andrew Wilson as far as like, although you may not respect Andrew Wilson, he actually does listen to every point and every word that comes out of your mouth because
Okay.
he's looking for a way to destroy it.
Yeah.
As opposed to the guy you were debating last night
Who
who
doesn't
really
listen
wasn't
at
even
all.
listening to
He
you.
didn't listen at
So
all.
how does he disagree with me? Because that's literally what I
No,
said.
he really
only
well. He
listen
told you at
to-
the beginning of the debate he
But,
didn't agree with any of your premises, regardless. So
Yeah.
you
Well,
didn't
and
have
then
a baseline
what
to
about the
start that
time where
debate.
he like conceded on a point that sex was different from gender? And then when I said, okay, since you conceded that sex is different from gender, we can move on. He then said, no, I didn't do that. And I was like, what?
Well,
like
yeah,
I
he
wanted,
did.
I was like, what
I'll admit
happened?
He did.
What?
I'll admit it, he did. But I mean,
I
like
was
I said,
like,
I
what
already
is
gave you
happening?
props for it. I think you won it.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
Oh, by the way, so the Alpha Eagle thing, did we speak about that?
Not yet. Not well. I spoke
All right,
about it a
so-
little bit. I didn't finish the full video. I don't know. I gotta, we gotta go over it. But I'd be more than happy to go over it. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, cool beans. Well, I was just gonna say that I'm actually helping out both of your channels. You both have about the same level of subscribers,
That's true.
and I subscribe to both.
Why
of
can't
you.
we schedule a
And-
debate with Alpha Eagle? Alpha Eagle won't do a debate. He won't call. He won't come in on my show. Why can't he come in on his show? Try to push him or something. He's listening
Honestly,
to me right
I
now.
don't know.
Come in on the show. What's wrong with you? We'll do a live debate. We'll make it a big event. You do mine, and then we mush our audiences together. It'll be cool.
It would be cool. Honestly, I don't know because either way, it brings traffic to both of your channels.
Yeah, it does. I agree. Anyway, well, we'll leave it at that. I'm
All
tired.
right, first, well,
I'm tired. It was
I
nice.
enjoyed
It was
the
nice
little short
talking to you,
debate.
buddy. Yeah, I appreciate
Yeah,
you.
I'll pick up on the next one on Saturday or whatever. Take care, man.
Yep.